Behavioral norms are the unwritten rules and expectations that govern how individuals act within a society. These norms are not static, they evolve with time and vary across different societies, cultures, and social groups. Understanding the role society plays in defining these behavioral norms is essential for developing a deeper awareness of ourselves and others. At their core, societal norms are a form of social control. They provide a framework for what is considered acceptable behavior within a community. While these norms help maintain order and predictability, they can also limit individual expression and create pressure to conform. The pressure to adhere to societal expectations can be subtle or overt, often manifesting in both personal and collective behaviors. How society shapes behavior. From the moment we are born, we begin to absorb social expectations. These expectations are communicated through family, education, religion, peer groups, and media, all of which contribute to our understanding of how we should behave. Our behaviors, how we speak, interact, dress, and even think, are shaped by what society deems appropriate. For instance, as children, we learn to walk, talk, and interact based on what is considered normal behavior for our age group. Our parents and caregivers model these behaviors, and we are rewarded for exhibiting them. This process continues throughout life, with more complex norms being introduced as we mature. For example, societal norms dictate professional behavior in the workplace, gender roles, and cultural practices, all of which influence how we navigate the world. However, these societal norms are not always universal. What may be considered acceptable in one society might be viewed as inappropriate or even offensive in another. For example, the way individuals express emotions or greet one another can vary greatly depending on cultural norms. In some cultures, it is acceptable to express emotion freely, while in others, showing emotion may be viewed as a sign of weakness or lack of control. Society's influence on personal identity. One of the most significant ways that society defines behavioral norms is through its impact on our personal identity. The norms we encounter throughout our lives influence how we see ourselves and the roles we play within society. These norms can shape our values, beliefs, and the way we identify with various social categories, such as gender, ethnicity, and occupation. From early childhood, we begin to internalize societal norms, which help define who we are and how we relate to others. For example, in many cultures, boys are encouraged to be strong and independent, while girls are often socialized to be nurturing and caring. These gendered expectations can influence not only our behavior, but also our self-perception. Individuals who deviate from these norms may face societal judgment or be labeled as nonconforming, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy or confusion. As we grow older, societal norms continue to influence our self-concept, guiding decisions about education, career, relationships, and family life. These norms often shape what we believe to be successful or acceptable, dictating how we measure our own worth. The pressure to conform to societal standards of success can be overwhelming, particularly in an era of social media, where curated portrayals of success are constantly in view. Reflection exercise. How societal expectations influence your behavior. Take a moment to reflect on how societal expectations have influenced your own behavior. Consider the following questions. In what ways have you adjusted your behavior to fit into society's expectations? Have you ever felt pressured to act in a certain way to meet social standards? How did it make you feel? How do you balance your own personal identity with societal expectations? Is there a conflict between the two? Write down your thoughts in your journal. Reflecting on these questions will help you gain awareness of how deeply societal norms influence your daily life. The benefits and drawbacks of societal norms. While societal norms can help maintain order and predictability, they can also have negative consequences. On one hand, these norms create a sense of community, belonging, and shared values. For example, Societal norms around politeness and respect in public spaces contribute to a more pleasant and harmonious environment. They help individuals understand how to behave in different settings, such as at work, in school, or at social gatherings. However, these norms can also create pressure to conform, leading to feelings of anxiety, insecurity, and resentment. For example, individuals who do not conform to societal standards of beauty, success, or behavior may face discrimination or isolation. This can lead to a diminished sense of self-worth and mental health challenges, particularly when individuals feel they are constantly falling short of societal expectations. Moreover, rigid societal norms can perpetuate harmful stereotypes, especially regarding race, gender, and socioeconomic status. These stereotypes can limit opportunities and reinforce inequality, as individuals who do not fit the ideal mold are often overlooked or marginalized. Real-life case study, navigating societal norms in different cultures. In some cultures, the societal norms surrounding behavior are more flexible, allowing for a greater degree of individual expression. For example, in certain Western societies, there is a strong emphasis on individualism and self-expression, and people are encouraged to challenge societal expectations in order to be true to themselves. In contrast, many Eastern societies place a greater emphasis on collectivism and conformity to social expectations. In these cultures, family and community are central to an individual's identity, and behaviors are often shaped by the needs of the group rather than personal desires. Consider the difference between two individuals, one raised in the United States and the other in Japan. The American individual is likely to prioritize independence and personal freedom, often making decisions based on personal desires and preferences. The Japanese individual, on the other hand, is more likely to prioritize harmony, respect for tradition, and the well-being of the group. These cultural differences highlight the ways in which societal norms can shape the behavior of individuals in different parts of the world. Journal prompt: how do cultural norms influence your behavior? Take a moment to consider the cultural norms that shape your behavior. Reflect on the following. What cultural expectations do you follow? How do they align with your values? Are there cultural norms that conflict with your personal beliefs or identity? How do societal and cultural norms impact your relationships with others? Write your thoughts down in your journal, focusing on how cultural influences have shaped who you are today. The evolution of behavioral norms in society. Behavioral norms evolve over time, influenced by social, political, and technological changes. In many ways, society is in a constant state of flux, and with it, our collective understanding of what constitutes acceptable behavior. This evolution is often driven by cultural shifts, movements for social change, and innovations that challenge traditional ways of thinking. For instance, the rise of social media has radically altered behavioral norms in the past decade. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter have created new social dynamics that dictate how people present themselves, communicate, and interact. In these digital spaces, likes, shares, and followers are not just indicators of popularity, but also a reflection of social approval and success. This digital era has created a heightened pressure to conform to certain online standards, such as maintaining an idealized appearance or adhering to the latest trends. At the same time, social movements such as feminism, civil rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and environmental activism have all led to shifts in societal expectations. These movements challenge traditional norms, encouraging individuals to question the status quo and consider new, more inclusive definitions of acceptable behavior. As these movements grow in influence, they impact how individuals interact with one another, shaping behavior in more progressive and inclusive ways. The influence of family and education on behavioral norms. The family and education system are the first places where societal norms are taught. From an early age, children are taught how to behave through direct instruction, e.g., say please and thank you, and indirect socialization, e.g., observing the behavior of parents and peers. The family plays a critical role in shaping a child's values, beliefs, and attitudes, which will carry over into their adult lives. In many societies, the family unit is the primary source of socialization. Parents and caregivers instill behavioral norms through reinforcement, such as rewards for good behavior and consequences for bad behavior. These early lessons about right and wrong lay the foundation for an individual's understanding of how to navigate the world. Similarly, the education system reinforces societal norms by setting expectations for behavior in schools. Children are taught how to interact with their peers, adhere to rules, and respect authority figures. The school environment is a microcosm of society, where students are introduced to the broader expectations of behavior, including how to collaborate with others, follow instructions, and demonstrate responsibility. Peer influence and socialization. As individuals grow older, peer groups become an increasingly important factor in defining behavior. Peer pressure can have a profound impact on an individual's actions, especially during adolescence. Adolescents are particularly susceptible to peer influence because they are at a stage in life where they are forming their identities and seeking acceptance from others. Peer groups establish their own behavioral norms, which can vary depending on the context. For example, a group of friends might have its own rules about how to dress, talk, or spend free time. In certain cases, these peer-driven norms can conflict with societal expectations. For instance, a teenager may face pressure from friends to engage in risky behaviors, such as substance use or skipping school, even though society at large deems these behaviors unacceptable. On the other hand, positive peer influence can encourage behaviors such as academic success, volunteer work, and healthy lifestyle choices. These behaviors reinforce the societal norms of responsibility, discipline, and community involvement. The media's impact on behavioral norms. Media plays a significant role in shaping behavioral norms by presenting and promoting certain values, lifestyles, and behaviors as desirable or aspirational. From television shows to advertisements, the media has the power to influence how people view themselves and others. For instance, the portrayal of beauty standards in the media can impact how individuals perceive their own bodies. The media often promotes unrealistic standards of beauty, which can lead to body dissatisfaction and mental health issues, particularly among young people. In addition to beauty standards, the media also shapes norms related to relationships, success, and lifestyle. For example, reality TV shows often depict exaggerated forms of behavior, such as conflict or materialism, which can influence viewers' expectations for their own lives. Similarly, social media influencers may present an idealized version of their lives, leading others to compare themselves and feel inadequate. While the media can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and unrealistic standards, it can also be a force for positive change. Social media platforms, for example, have given rise to movements that challenge traditional norms and amplify voices that were once marginalized. These platforms allow individuals to share their own stories and advocate for change, helping to reshape societal expectations in more inclusive and diverse directions. Reflection exercise. Media's influence on your behavior. Consider how media has influenced your own behavior and attitudes. Reflect on the following. How do media portrayals of beauty, success, and relationships affect your self-image? Have you ever felt pressured to conform to the norms presented in media, such as fashion trends or lifestyle choices? How can you critically evaluate the media you consume to ensure it aligns with your values? Write down your reflections in your journal. This exercise will help you recognize the ways in which media shapes your perceptions and actions. Balancing conformity and individuality. One of the greatest challenges individuals face is finding a balance between conforming to societal norms and maintaining their individuality. Conformity is essential for functioning in society, as it helps ensure that people behave in ways that promote harmony and cooperation. However, excessive conformity can lead to a loss of self-expression and personal growth. Individuals who are able to find a balance between conformity and individuality tend to experience greater psychological well-being. They can engage with society and meet its expectations while also staying true to their own values and desires. Achieving this balance often requires self-awareness, confidence, and the ability to critically evaluate societal expectations. Practical steps: cultivating self-awareness and balance. To maintain a healthy balance between societal norms and personal authenticity, consider these practical steps. Engage in self-reflection. Regularly assess how well your behavior aligns with your values and whether societal norms are influencing your choices in a way that feels authentic. Practice boundary setting. Learn to say no when societal expectations conflict with your well-being or values. Set healthy boundaries that allow you to maintain your individuality. Seek support from like-minded individuals. Surround yourself with people who share your values and encourage you to be your true self. Challenge harmful norms. When you encounter societal norms that feel harmful or restrictive, question them and consider how they might be reformed to create a more inclusive and equitable environment. Conclusion: understanding the role of society in behavior. In conclusion, societal norms play a powerful role in shaping our behavior and interactions with others. While these norms help maintain order and predictability, they can also limit personal expression and create pressure to conform. By understanding the influence of society on our behavior, we can become more self-aware and make conscious choices about how we navigate social expectations. As you reflect on your own behavior and societal influences, remember that it's important to find a balance between fitting in and staying true to yourself. Societal norms are not inherently good or bad, they simply exist to guide our behavior. By critically evaluating these norms and choosing which ones align with our personal values, we can create a more authentic and fulfilling life.